Can I tell you about my character?
Please. Because you have one and it's the best.
Okay, so-
I went really lore-coded and dumb and stupid with mine.
No.
You went funny, what you should do as an adult playing this game.
My character, Larry David, the half-orc from Bruma. First of his name, the hero of Kvatch, listener for the Dark Brotherhood, champion of Cyrodiil, divine crusader.
So a hypocrite?
Champion of Bruma, we're going to get to that. Knight of the White Stallion, the Daedric Prince of Madness himself, Sheogorath. But no one would remember this for years because this half-orc would ultimately become the Grey Fox himself. He was a complicated half-orc.
Erased from history.
No one could truly know what his intentions were. He was a man of action and not speech. Larry David grew up in an orphanage in Bruma. He was constantly laughed at and made to feel different. Not just because he was an orc, but he was cursed with balding. Sentenced to life in prison in the Imperial City for stealing from the baker and murdering his family, he thought his days were done. He was 70 at the time when Emperor Ural Septim released this hardened criminal from prison. We literally have no idea why he did this. But even with his dark past...
I've seen your face in my dreams.
But once he was released from prison, he would hop on his horse, Jerry Seinfeld, and simultaneously help Martin Septon and the Blades retrieve the Daedric artifacts and the Armor of Kings while climbing the ranks of the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild. He would enter Paradise and confront Mankar Cameron and was a loyal subject and friend to Martin Septon till the very end. These contradictions in actions and lifestyles confuse historians to this day. Larry David wouldn't blink an eye when told to murder an innocent family for the Dark Brotherhood. And he wouldn't hesitate to sacrifice his life for the Septon dynasty and to help Martin banish Mehrunes Dagon. Why the dichotomy? This would all be explained later in his life. After saving Cyrodiil, he would travel to the Shivering Isles and become Sheogorath, the Daedric Prince of Madness. Although he would remain and exist as the Daedric Prince of Madness, he left behind a son who would continue his line. For generations, the Davids would be cursed with the opposite qualities of their hero ancestor. They would be creatures of many things to say and little action. Complaints would be verbal and obvious, but they would never do anything about it. They just would like to talk. Why does this trait exist and is so contrary to the hero we know? No one knows. You could say it's madness.